And okay, good evening YouTube, and I'm gonna be your streamer for tonight, Brian McFeety. Alright, so I had to cancel out on my Aether Gazer stream, so that's because it's still uncertain when the God Eater collab will be out. It's gonna be out soon, that's for certain, but yeah, it's not out yet. Okay, so here's my idea for tonight. I'm going to play each German ship from subs to carriers. Each one, at least, I owe it at least one victory. So I'll be going through in this order. So I'm going with subs, and then into destroyers, into cruisers, and into battleships, and then finally into carriers. So with subs, I'm fairly familiar with them. I know how to play them. I think I have a few hundred games on the 2501. And yeah, so let's just hop into it. I think I have to split the stream into two streams, actually, since I'm not too sure I could cover them all in just one stream. But yeah, if anything, I might have to do a long stream on Saturday or Sunday to cover all of them. I've already had a few practice test runs earlier. I was playing a few casual games. On the Mecklenburg, I still haven't trained up her commander fully yet. I think it's on level 14 now. If I'm... Yeah, okay. So let's analyze the matchup here. Almost everyone from our team will be playing from a distance. There are no DDs in the game, so pretty much it's our secondary role as submarines to play as the destroyers. Not for me though. The 4501 could do it. I couldn't. I'm a big chunky ship. The 4501 would spot me. The enemy 4501 would spot me before I do anything. So I think everyone who's been watching me for a while now knows what I say about the 2501. It's a long-range menace of a submarine. Even okay, so I see what the enemy carrier's doing. He's trying to he's trying to scout for submarines, which is not a bad idea. Okay, so back to what I was saying earlier. The 2501 is a long-range menace of a submarine. I almost said destroyer. It has 14-kilometer torpedoes, about one of the longest, if not the longest, ranging torpedoes from a submarine in the game. And that I've built my 2501 to have very long dive capacity. That's not for... Okay. That's not for it to remain submerged for a very long time. No, it's quite a strange setup I have here actually. So what I do want from the 2501 though is I want it to remain at periscope depth, because I've put on the skill where it goes faster when its dive capacity is about half empty. I don't know if it's half empty or half full. Okay, so from here, Tucker first is in our range. He's not going to be stopping soon. And one of the great things about the 2501 is that it can double ping the enemy ship rather easily, even. He's going to be running into us. Okay, so there's a double ping. Torps take quite a while to travel. That's one of the big issues with it. Okay, now the enemy carrier is a bit curious with us. And there we go. Immediately 6 hits on the car first. If it were any lesser ship, we could have expected it to be like what, half done or half dead. But it's the car first. It's one of the tankier ships in the game. It's not going to fall to just 6 torpedoes. But I did cause it to... Okay, now she's turning out. She's really aware of of the danger here now. Even if she uses her hydro, it's not going to amount to much. She already used her damage control, and that's not helping her out one bit. The best she could do now at this point would be turn out and yeah, okay, good move from the car first. At least she's not an idiot. Okay, so the problem here now is that we're expecting that the enemy enemy sub is in our area. So I think it's a good idea to... There we go. Okay, so I don't know what these two are doing, but they've made the mistake of being in my territory. So they're going to be forced to either remain submerged or surface, which both are terrible options. Okay, one of them's already dead. Not bad, not bad, our team, not bad. The trick to fighting against submarines is that you have to stay in close, because their torpedo damage falls off precipitously. Okay, so well done. Good job, team. Alright. So their torpedo damage drops off precipitously once you're within 3 kilometers of them. That's why I think the 2501 has some of the best advantages here, because she can fire off her torpedoes at 14 kilometers. At that rate, she could... her effective damage range is about 11 kilometers. And yeah. Okay, so that's an odd placement for the enemy Shinano. I think our Republic and Montana would like it very much. Okay, so I think the enemy is not going to have a good time fighting back against us at this rate. Oh no, I think I misfired towards the Napoli. Okay. Okay, so why did I do that? Okay, so at this point we are liable to get spotted, so we have to try our best to not get spotted. The main weakness with the 2501 is that when she gets spotted, she's pretty much dead. You have to play this sub from a really long range, or rather a range that's unconventional for other submarines. I think that's how to best describe it. Okay, so now that our dive capacity is right about halfway done, or halfway empty, there we go. There's the Shinano. We just have to be careful with this torpedo blocker. She might spot us, or she might not. Who knows? Okay, so we just picked her just to annoy her a bit. Really. Oh, I forgot to mention, what we did earlier was something I think kind of unique to the 2501. Her submarine... Oh no, I've been spotted. But anyway, it's not gonna kill me. Her submarine surveillance goes for 9 kilometers, which is really long, for at least for submarine surveillance. The usual submarine surveillance only goes for about 6 kilometers, if at that. I'm going to ping you Shinano, if that is your real name. Okay, the Brisbane better be careful with this one. I'm not too happy with his placement there. He's liable to get over ping. There we go. Easy win. Okay, so I think what won us is that the enemy concentrated on this side of the map because they saw their two submarines try to pair up here. But they made the mistake of being in the surveillance range of a 2501. So on to the next game. So I have to apply what I what I observed with the 4501s of the enemy team on this match now. So here's Megatron in a submarine. I don't know if it's fitting or not. But anyway, the 2501 is something I'd call of something like a defensive submarine, something you use to counter submarines of the enemy team. The 4501 is what I'd say is the atypical or the the usual way of how you play submarines. Yeah, I'd say it like that. Okay, so the 4501 is a really fast submarine when it's underwater. Problem is, it doesn't have much of a dive capacity. It can only go for about 3 minutes and 30 seconds underwater before it needs to start surfacing. So what I'll do here is, okay, before that let's do some observation. For 44 doesn't have hydro, so I think we would use that against him. I'm going to have to play cautiously against the Baleo. How do you pronounce it? Balao? Baleo? I've heard multiple pronunciations of it, and I'm not sure myself. Okay, so one of the best targets if you're playing on a submarine is a carrier. Or at least if you're playing any submarine that's not British or the 2501. Yeah, if you're a short range, punchy submarine that can get within the carrier's range, it's going to work for you because aircraft carriers inherently don't have the best anti-submarine weapons in the game. They have fun. They have, what do you call those? What do you call those planes again? Depth charge airstrikes. I just call it ASW really. They have depth charge airstrikes that are automatically aimed and computed by the AI of the game. Yeah, they really love their CVs in this game. But the thing with that is it only picks up when you leave visible marks that you are in their presence or in their area. So if you ping them, the airstrike automatically goes off. If you if you're spotted, the airstrike automatically goes off. But if you launch torpedoes at periscope depth, it does not. So that's going to be our main plan for today. What we have to be careful of when we're playing on the 4501 are other submarines turning and hydroacoustic search. So I'll try not to get too aggressive and try to play it safe. My main goal here is to shoot the SX. The Shinano might have that covered. Our team Shinano might have that covered, but I think she's going to be busy dealing with battleships because yeah, her if I'm to guess, her prime target will be the Satsuma. Um, why? I have an it's almost like an unspoken rule in tier 10 that you always go for the super ship of the enemy team. Because, frankly speaking, the super ships of the enemy team are almost always going to be the most uh, lethal of the enemy team, because it's a super ship, right? And also, it's going to be the most profitable target. Okay, so this Montana is sailing straight to it's going to be caught unaware. Okay. Wait and hope. Landed. Okay. Okay. So I've been spotted. Not the worst thing in the world to happen. Okay. But it's certainly going to be a bit of a challenge for me, because the CV now knows where I am, and I only have about a minute of dive capacity, which is hard. But if we could remove this Montana, I think that's going to be the play. I think we can surface and take some air in. Okay, she's within 3 kilometers. It's going to land. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I think I should be spotting the Essex now. Yep. Sorry, I got disconnected for a bit. Okay, so at least that's one thing that we have to worry less about. I'm now in range to do the most harm to the enemy. The enemy Balao is still on the loose. I'm really sorry I can't help my team around this time. I normally like to play the 2501 simply because I can help the team more than when I play the 4501. But this is what I'm supposed to do. This is the boat I'm on. So if I'm going to guess, okay, that's not good. The enemy is being careful with me. Okay, so the Satsuma is going towards me, which is not a bad idea on Satsuma's part. The Essex really needs their support right now, and also the Shikishima. I think all enemy ships are now pulling back because they know I'm being a backline danger. The Essex is marketed as and is called a support CV simply because she can drop what do you call this? Drop smoke screen. I was about to say drop trow. Alright. Okay. Simply because she can drop a smoke screen on the. Okay. So if she drops, okay, see, she didn't drop a fighter plane this time. Okay, so which is good. Okay, so we can do some spotting now for our team. Okay, so there we go. Okay, she's not spotting me, I'm not spotting her, but if I can guess her coordinates based on the information my last ping gave me. Okay, that's bad. Okay, so now we have to get away. Now it's the getaway game. Okay, so we're in luck because our team is pushing in. I really wish I could have spotted for them more, but is going to be in the Yoyan's hands now. I really can't surface. Not now, at least. I could probably aim for the the Satsuma and the Shikishima if I'm being cheeky. But I really can't. The Essex is on my tail. She has that really annoying airstrike. And at least we have this going on for us. My team is pushing in. They know what they're doing. I need to give them compliments after this. And now, there we go. I think it's better if I distract the enemy CV. Yeah, okay. Because at least my team could get away with something. Probably not something that's for the best or whatever. I could have pinged the Satsuma, but I really shouldn't. I could ping this Shikishima. But I'll have some trouble. In about a few minutes, I'll be in very deep trouble. Okay, so at least this secures a victory for our team. Everybody from enemy ships are now retreating. They really can't do much to take the game back. Even if the Baleo suddenly comes back into the game, I don't think she'd do much. And there we go. That Shikishima is now fatally hurt. The Essex is within range of our battleships. And I'm not seeing the Baleo. I'm not seeing the Baleo one bit. Okay, Shikishima's dead. It's now just one carrier. I don't think this was particularly a good game. Or a good game that I demonstrated everything that a 4501 could do. I think it was mostly due to misplays from the enemy team, really. And yeah, okay, so this pretty much settles the game. Once the Essex is dead, we're pretty much in command of the game now. They're not taking it back, and that's it. That's it. I think the Baleo had a particularly rotten time of playing this game, so yeah. Okay, so we can watch the game end. I think the Yoyang deserves praise. Not report. The blue car. Okay, the blue car did really well by taking the B cap early. The B cap is. Sorry. Wait. Okay. I thought I gave him a report. Okay. So the B cap is not normally something people approach because it's flanked by both sides. Get spotted there and you're pretty much screwed over because you'll be taking crossfires everywhere unless you have smoke. Yeah, smoke's probably one of the best things you could have when taking a middle cap. And yeah. Okay, so yeah, there we go. The Baleo is now trying to play cheeky. Okay, so the mistake here I think is that the Baleo was not playing to his strengths. The Baleo has like 12-kilometer torpedoes. It should have been played like something like what I showed you with the 2501 earlier. Something of a long-range defensive sub. But he forgot. But he didn't take that into consideration and played it like a normal sub. If he just waited for me in the middle of the map, like where he should have expected me to come from, that would have helped him out quite a bit. But there we go. We won our game on the 4501. How did we do? Middle of the pack. Okay, so this time we go for destroyers. Starting with the Elbing. The Elbing doesn't have the the best reputation in the game. Um, Normally in the game you'd want more destroyers and less cruisers, and putting an Elbing on the team just goes against that rule. I'd have to say that cruisers are some of the best DPS dealing ships in the game, but uh, they're not game winners in and of themselves. Uh, yeah, sure, they can take down enemy ships and remove them from the game permanently, but uh, again, games are won on points, not on damage. And if you're playing the Elbing, you're essentially sacrificing a DD slot, a destroyer slot, for a citadel-less cruiser. So actually, in Azure Lane, Elbing's actually considered a light cruiser. Uh, but hey, we have two Elbings in the game, and it's on the enemy team. Alright, so I built my Elbing to be a bit weird. She's going to play a bit like the Marceau, a fast annoyance. If you take notice of the gun layout on the ship over here, she has 4 guns in the back, 2 guns in the front, so that means she's supposed to be running away from the enemy at all times. Or at least that's what it suggests. Better put my AA off. I don't want the enemy carrier taking notice of me, but either way it's fine. I have BFAA. Okay, so a bit of a gaff from the enemy CV there. She went straight in for the Moskva. I think the Moskva is a good target, but not a good target when she's surrounded by 4 battleships. Okay, so we know that the enemy Hayate is over in the opposite cap, so we'll be having an Elbing gunfight. It almost sounds sexual when I say it like that. Oh, hello W Slasher, if that's your real name. Just noticed you right about now. Thanks for coming by. I'm on a Gauntlet run. I'll be playing all of my tier 10 German ships, and I'm already through with the submarines. I'm on the Elbing right now, which is a gunship destroyer, and she has to be picky with her targets. I can't shoot at anything right now because there's an enemy Colombo. She'll blap me once I'm spotted, and that's bad. But I think I can do this. I can be a bit cheeky with this one. If I wait for the enemy Colombo to fire, or the Zhao, really, there's a lot of ships that I have to be careful around these parts. I could smoke, but I'm not sure if I'd have any targets to fire at after firing. And besides, no one's spotting for our team right now. There we go. The enemy Elbing is now... Okay. So, now that we have the enemy Henri firing at... Okay, so now we can fire at the Henri. Nothing citadel. But it's fine. We can deal a fair bit of damage by penetrations. There's the Zhao. I think I can citadel her if I get a good angle. She's really being clever here. Okay. I think that hurt her for a bit. She's playing carefully now. Yeah. There we go. No more penetrations. Good thing I didn't sail into that. Cannon sound feedback. What? Is it loud? Should I turn it down? There's Colombo. I only have 6 seconds of my smoke left. Okay, so I now will be shifting to my other gameplay style, which is gun and run. So now that the enemy forces are a bit scattered now, I could play a bit like this now. If I only had good targets. The Anri is heading towards this side of the map. I'm going to be a bit cautious here. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Okay. Oh, okay. I was almost spotted. Okay. Our team's placement is a bit good. Could be better. They're lumped up on one side of the map, which is fine. It's nothing to about, but okay. So this time I will be gunning and running if I could get my full engine speed up. Okay. Okay, there we go. We can bully this Unri now. It's echoing. No, it's normally echoey. It's normally echoey, but okay. What fire is that? Okay, it's not good. That's Elbing. Okay, so she's at a disadvantaged state now. She's firing. Okay. This is bad. Okay, so sound feedback. Oh, really? Okay, so let me set the volume back by a bit. Desktop audio. Is this better? I set it down by. Okay. Okay, I'm dead. Okay, so let's pan over to our allies. Let's see if the feedback is still echoing. Hopefully not. I lowered it down by about 5 decibels. And knowing that, okay, so I think this is going to be a win for our team. Mostly because we still have a numbers advantage and a cap advantage. The Barbiano is going to is going to bully that Smolensk over there. I think. Or really? Okay. At this point, I should turn down my mic, I suppose, because it's picking up. Let's see. Should lower it down to about 2. Okay. So would that be better? Thanks for the feedback. I really don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of live viewers at times. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so the Colombo on this side of the map is doing good. I think it should be aiming towards the St. Vincent. Although taking down the enemy Colombo is also an idea. But yeah. Okay, so the challenge here will be to maintain our caps. As long as our caps stay, I don't think we'll be losing. Okay, so there we go. So since we're at it, I think we could edit a customization. How do you set messages to? Okay, activity, then timestamps. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay, so our team's Colombo is now paying attention to the enemy Vincent. Okay, they're pretty much smoked now. If we could get okay, so uh, it's a bit of okay. So there we go. There's the surveillance in action, and too bad our Colombo smoked right around there. Uh, okay, so there we go. I think that's a good hit on the Saint Vincent. There we go. Knocked out about 25% of her health. The enemy Halland's getting a bit cheeky. Blind firing in smoke. Okay, so that Saint Vincent has to play passively for a while, or don't. She already reprinted half of her ship. I think this Colombo's playing really good right now. Oh, she's in division. Of course she is. Plays well. Okay, so what's troubling here is that the enemy Ilbing still isn't spotted. I think our Essex should pay attention to that. There we go. If this Colombo could land one good salvo on the enemy St. Vincent, that would be really nice. But I think he's paying more attention towards that Yamato. Because actually, yeah, legitimately, Yamato is a big threat if you leave it on for too long. But then again, you shouldn't pay too much attention to it, especially when you're at her range and not she's at your range. Because knowing Yamato, uh, she'd have her what do you call this skill? Adrenaline rush, which is not a fun thing to have on a Yamato. Adrenaline rush generally shortens the reload times, the lower their HP gets, and yeah, that's not a good thing to have on a Yamato. Colombo playing very tricky right now, very nice. That's the enemy Elbing on the B cap. Pay attention. Honestly, if this Colombo would stop paying attention, to the battleships and start paying attention to those destroyers, she'd be playing much better. But I think she knows her own. I think she knows her own ship well. I think she knows her own playstyle well. Because it could go either way, really. Um, Colombo Sap is what's the caliber on these guns? 381. Not the biggest caliber. It should perform well against destroyers all the same. And there we go. The enemy destroyers are now deleted. We have the destroyer advantage too in this game. We should be winning. We also have the points advantage thanks to our team taking the caps early. Okay. So I could say with 90% certainty, we're winning this game. Okay, so now paying attention to the St. Vincent. If I could just give this Colombo another compliment, I would. She's been holding strong to this line, this this corridor or this sector of the map, which is turning out great for her, really. There we go. Colombo's losing. The Colombo's or the Saint Vincent is losing. Yeah, the mosque was doing numbers. Yeah, we're winning this. So now the Nakimov is a bit cornered there at the top. I think she's going to go for the island cover at B2. There we go. Won the game. So how'd I perform? Eh, could have done better, but a win's a win. I'm taking that. Okay, so this time I'll be playing on the Z42. To better explain her, I have to explain the Z52. The Z, or rather, I'd rather just hop in. Okay, so I tuned this Z42 to be a short range bully. Some people build her to be this AP slinging uh, AP slinging because she has 10 guns. On the destroyer, that's pretty unusual. 10 105 millimeter guns. Okay, so this is going to be the challenge of a lifetime. I'm going up against a Barbiano. Um, at least there aren't any radar ships on the enemy team. The advantage we have on the Barbiano is that one, we can hydroacoustic them, hydro them where it counts. And yeah, they can smoke up, I can hydro them, they can try to run away. But the problem is their sap, they have 16 guns with sap shells in them. So I'm going to try and play it a bit passively this game. I'm not too confident. We have the radar advantage. We have a Baltimore team and no no radar in the Posartsky, but the Baltimore should be enough. Knowing how spawns work in this game, I think we'll be running into that Barbiano soon enough, but the mission will be to protect this Baltimore. Also get the enemy Barbiano in range of our Turpits. The Turpits has excellent secondaries. She's a bit like her sister, the Bismarck, but um, wait, actually, I'm not sure about the difference between the two. If I'm remembering this correctly, the Tirpitz has more more secondary guns in exchange for, I know, her main weapons having a bit of a debuff compared to the Bismarck. But don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it myself. So how would I play through this? So I'm going to shoot through between these rocks. South southeast. Here. Okay. So I'm going to shoot between these rocks. I'll try to ping. Ping. I'll try to use my hydroacoustic search to sniff out the enemy Barbiano first, and then if I do detect her, I'll smoke up and then yeah, let my 10 guns take it away from there. If not, I'll just okay. So there we go. We know where the Barbiano is now, so we know where to go. Away from it. But not too far away that we essentially forget to play the game. Okay, so we have the Viasma in sight. The Viasma's firing now, so... And there's the Richlu, and the Viasma's now dead, pretty much. There we go, we also have an Iowa over in this side of the map. I think I can also bully her. She's within range of my torpedoes. Okay, so I fired a bit early just in case. I'm going to go in front of it, taunt it for a bit. What's firing those? Okay, so the Viasma's dead now. I think we can be safe with that. Okay, so now that the Iowa's turning in, she's slowing down. She's heading towards my torpedoes. And there we go. She is spotted. So, okay. I think I better switch over to AP. Right? Okay. Okay, so that was unexpected. I didn't plan to get surprised so early. Okay, so now that they're turned out, I better turn out myself and hope to not get spotted. Okay, so close one. I was almost I was almost toast there. Okay, so the Barbariano's getting a bit cheeky. She's going to try and take our cap. The Kaga better do something about it, and the Iowa. But the Iowa's broadside towards the enemy battleships. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. So gave our friendly. Okay, so that Utrecht is now a prime target for getting bullied. Okay. Iowa, not bad. I hope the Tirpitz could remember that she has her own torpedoes. Okay, I think she knows. Torpedoes. Okay. And I also have another rack of torpedoes ready for you. You're not paying attention to me, so there we go. It has become a torpedo spit roast. There we go. Not good. That is an enemy Richlu over there. Okay. The enemy announced GG. Okay, so I don't think I should... Okay. So we pretty much eliminated everything that could threaten us on this flank. Uh, Barbiano's not here. We deleted the Viasma earlier. And now we could do a bit of a cheeky play. And yeah. Pay attention to me or no, we're still winning. Even better. Our Baltimore survived. Okay. So I think we're pretty much won now. Or no. Okay. So yeah. The enemy is... I think we can win this 70-30. The enemy still has their chance. The Barbiano is missing. It's going to have to... How's the Iowa doing? Iowa's doing not so good. Okay. So the problem here would be to handle the Barbiano because no one's addressing... Okay. No one's addressing that. I could have addressed that, but I couldn't. I was... Okay. So this might come to the wire, if I'm to guess. The Baltimore's really out of position right now. She should be heading towards the Barbiano. The Taihang, not really paying much attention. She's going for DP. She's trying to farm the enemy Hipper. And what's that on over there? John Bar. Okay. Not good, not good. Napoli's having the time of his life. Remember, it just takes one destroyer to end this game. I think the Iowa has the right idea of turning sideways towards the Neord, and towards the Barbiano, but yeah, we have problems. We have problems now. Good thing we have a Kearsarge that's alive and Nakaga. Yeah, it might work towards our favor. It might not. Yeah. Okay. So the Neord made the mistake of showing itself. It's trying to hop to the islands, but okay. The problem is how will this Kaga deal with this Barbiano? Because it's obviously up tiered. The AA is not going to work or rather, the planes are not going to work well against the AA. But then again, it's a destroyer. It shouldn't have the best AA in the world. But wait, if I remember correctly, the Barbiano has dual purpose AA based on its primary weapons. Did not land. Okay. At times like these, you want really fast torpedoes, like the ones you find on the Richtofen. Richtofen torpedoes are really fast, really nice for these kinds of... Okay. It was almost... Okay. Capture the cap! Capture the cap! No one's... Okay. So here's going to be what's going to test the enemy Barbiano attack planes. Okay. The Neord is facing out against the Kearsarge. The Kearsarge is not paying attention to the Neord. The Neord is firing AP broadside towards the... Oh, close. Okay. Did I do well? Probably. I took down the ship. Okay. There we go. Okay. As long as the Kaga could reset, we're not going to lose this. Taihang, What is the Taihang doing? Where is the Taihang aiming for? Based on the bearing of her guns, it's the Niort. Which is not a bad idea, but could be better. We lost our Gear Sarge, which is terrible. Defend the cap, Kaga, kindly. The Taihang is not going to lose to this Niort. I think we know that. Or we don't. Could work either way. It's working against us. If the Posartsky could do a better job of speeding up, as well as this Baltimore. Kaga, it's on you. This game is going to be on you. Why are you running at half speed, Posartsky? Really? The Baltimore got there before you did. Okay, this is terrible. This is terrible. Okay. Okay, so if we could have two ships working together on this cap. Okay, so what I'm hoping for is a miracle. Nakaga is kind of a bad player right now. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, okay. Why'd you call off your planes? Why? Why? Are you grieving? Noob CV, yep. And also, I'd have to complain about this Taihang too. Okay, so how long before the cap dies? Report Nakaga. So bad. So bad. Okay. Okay, I think I have about 2 more games left in me. Again, it's a Gauntlet. We're playing the Z42 again. We're not giving up until we win. Really, I'm not too scared about playing the Z42 bad. What I'm scared of is playing a carrier bad. The Richtofen has this mistaken identity that it's supposed to be this or rather, it has a bit of a confused identity where it could play something of a. Okay, so let's analyze first before we continue what we were going on about. Okay, so given how there's only just one radar on the enemy team, I think we could safely go for caps. The enemy is playing a Kleber, which is a bit weird. She can spot me. We can spot each other actually. But I think we have the map is to our advantage, I think. Okay, so we just have to play this carefully. We don't have a radar on our side, but that's not going to be a problem because the Kleber honestly is not a torpedo boat, it's a gunboat. Look how she built her. Her reload is 18. Her main is 18.9 kilometers. I think we know how we can deal with this. The enemy carrier is trying to spot for their team. I think she knows where I'm at. I think she knows. Yeah. We better not give her an easy target. There we go. So that's actually how you deal with CVs. You try to loop around, give them a hard target, reduce their accuracy by however much you could. The Yodo is a bit out of place, or well, rather, I'm out of place. Maybe I should have taken the. Okay, so there's a problem. Now that the enemy CV threw me out of place, I'm a bit lagging again compared to the Kleber. She's gonna have the cap in a while, which is not so much of a problem for me as it is for her. Okay. Thank you for slowing down. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be a problem for her because she has to keep herself on the cap. I could take this cap away from her once she takes it. The idea is I think she's going to run for cover here, if I'm going to guess. Because now that she covered. Enemy destroyer, fire. There we go. Okay. So I misfired. I shouldn't have used my smoke so early. Now that she's okay. A Kleber spotted. I think we can now take this cap. That's the thing about taking caps, is that you have to guard them as well. Now that she's away from her cap, she couldn't play to her strengths now. She's going to have to remain on this side of the map for a very long while. I'm going to be a bit gutsy here and try to shoot for the middle. The enemy Shinano needs to be spotted. We don't have an advantage here because of the Nakemov. The Nakemov is a strong CV, but we don't have an advantage here because the Shinano could just straight up kill that thing without so much as a second thought. Okay, so the enemy Shinano is taking hints and tries spotting me. There we go. Bad idea. I'm smoking up. I'm taking your planes. That fool, you got me good. Okay. Okay, so I think the Leo is somewhere behind these rocks. Okay, fine. They're firing AP at me. That was bad. Okay, I think that was even worse than my previous game. Okay, so where'd we go wrong there? Okay, so I should have just held on to the cap. I got too greedy there. I was going to go for another cap. I'm taking the safe 42 again. I'm not confident that was winnable. They have the Kleber. Our team doesn't have. Oh, hello. Hello, Zane. How you doing? What's up? Thank you for subscribing. I'm just a small channel, just mostly playing World of Warships. But when I get to it, I could probably I can stream Aether Gazer too. I love that game. But since we're waiting for the God Eater collab, I better not spoil my appetite for the game. Um, and yeah, I was thinking of adding some other content to my channel once I get my setup done. And yeah, thanks for subscribing again. Okay, so let's analyze this. Enemy Stalingrad, avoid that. Enemies mostly battleships. Oh, thank you. You're from the Philippines. Pwede ako mag-Tagalog. Pwede. Okay, a Navy Sergeant. Cool. Ah, wow. Wait, let me just read the message again. Uh, from Philippines here, by the way. A current Philippines Navy Sergeant. Oh, awesome. Here, cool to see a fellow Filipino, a fellow World of Warship player. I'm a small YouTuber myself. 7 second cooldown on chats. Jeez. TWT. It's alright. Uh, um, Actually, I'm just starting out on this channel. I've only been on this channel for about 3 weeks now. Uh, I have to play around with the settings a bit, if that's all right. Uh, s- how, um, yeah, I'll get to it on my next stream. I usually stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Love that you're playing World of Warships too. What's your main? I mainly play German ships. I have to subscribe to your channel. Let me get to it. After this game, or probably a few more games, if I'm honest. I'm doing a Gauntlet run. I'm doing this like uh, just to see how power crept the German ships are now out of the game. And also to challenge myself. I'm a German main. I play all ships in the German tech tree and some of the premiums. Uh, and yeah. Okay, so what's okay? So I better turn out. I'm afraid that Black is going to start spotting me anytime soon now. She has radar. Even if her radar is a bit short, has a bit of a short duration. Okay, so that Shikishima's over there. Also, I think the Black is trying to be a bit cautious with me too. She knows I have Hydro. Hanover! Wait, two super ships in this game. I didn't pay attention to that. Uh, this is going to be a bit of a challenge. It's a Hanover. It's not a pushover, but she takes AP damage in chunks. And the good thing we have our Yamato here over with us. I think I could push in just because I know that the enemy Black is still on the B cap. Oh, hey! Okay. So I made a bit of an oopsie there. Okay, so it's not the Black that I was afraid of. It's Stalingrad. If I continued sailing forward, I'd have been in her radar range. Okay, so we're backing off. I'm gonna read your messages now. Uh, I'm into any ship, just not a carrier. If I'm a carrier, I just use the carrier planes for bombers and torpedoes, but use 70% use, but 70% use Graf Spee, Graf Zeppelin's battleship guns, and Midway with a 6-inch for anti-DD. Respectable. I also hate playing against carriers. It's not fun to play against carriers. Yeah. Graph step. Okay, so there we go. We have a black. I'm not happy with this matchup. Uh, Good thing I have my smoke up. She will try to use her torpedo. Yeah, okay. She doesn't have her radar, I think. At least that's working. Okay, that's not working in our favor. Okay, so I just need to last for 27 seconds. 27 seconds. That's not good, that's not good, that's not good. Okay, so there are now 2 DDs hunting for me. Okay. So with any luck, we'll nail them with our torpedoes. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for me. There are now 2 destroyers hunting for me. I know this. No, I know this. No, I've heard of this cheeky little formation that people do with the Graf Zeppelin, where they play it with American destroyers. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I think the best thing we could do here is spot the enemy ship. Yep. They have a bigger detection range than us, and nope, we can fire at them. Okay. It's really surprising how this game could turn relaxing. I'm just sailing towards the cap, and then into full-on panic mode when you see the enemy ship, especially when you're on a destroyer. Okay, so I think I can assist our archer fish over there at A cap. I'm not taking the B cap. That's just giving the enemy too much information. Plus, the enemy black is still on this flank. There we go. I hope. Okay. At least one of them, please. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. I was not being sarcastic. Okay. I'm going to try and assist our archer fish, particularly because I'm not being hunted by the black there, and our C cap is relatively safe, or at least it's going to take our enemy black's time. And also, there's the Stalingrad I'm being careful not to run into. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not too confident about. Okay, so what's going on with the A cap? It's not moving, so the enemy archer fish is spotting. How big is the archer fish? 5.9. So she should be right within my hydros range. It's going to be a bit of a problem when. Okay, so I have to crawl slow. German smoke spawns at 1/4 speed, so I could hydro and smoke up for them. We are at a bit of a disadvantage. No, we're equalizing. The enemy archer fish, I assume, is now diving. Okay, so there we go. There's the enemy there's the enemy. Fuck. There's the enemy sub. There we go. Okay, so she's going to surface. I am going to hunt for her. The enemy Yamato, I'm not so scared of. The enemy main, yeah, also not so scared of the enemy main. And also Hydro. We will be chasing after this archer fish. She's fast, but I don't know her underwater speed. I know she's fast on the surface. Uh, Speed 34 knots, not bad. But I'm going at 38. Yeah, leave this archer fish to me. Don't worry about it. Going to nab this archer fish. I'm going to read that message after taking in this archer fish. Bye! Bye! You made a mistake! Okay, so a bit of a problem are the enemy Yamato is spotting. But it's fine. Okay. I'm an early Gen X, so I've been in the Navy since like 1986, 87, in my late teenage years. My ship, which I'm a sergeant rank 2, aka I'm third on command besides Kapitan or Commander. My ship is BRP Kagitingan class. Oh, awesome! You're actually on a ship right now, or are you on like something like leave or vacation or something like that? Yes, really, that's awesome. 90. So actually, I'm a bit on the younger side. Personally, if I'm sharing, uh, I'm in my 30s. uh, yeah, I work as an engineer, but not the kind of engineer that builds houses. I build systems. And I got into World of Warships because I really love playing Azure Lane. Azure Lane's sort of a drug for me because I'm gonna say it. It's the working man's gacha game. What I mean by that is that you could just leave it on in the background for hours, and it'll farm for you, no problem. Uh, okay, so that was a big mistake on my part with the archer fish. Azure Lane stream when? Oh, do you want to? A littoral patrol raft. It's my ship since 1986 till now. Speed standard speed is 23.5 knots. Flank speed is 30.2 knots. Commissioned in 1983 in leave. Yes. For 4 days, I was hit by 2 water cannons. I'm okay. Wait, that's nuts. Why'd you? Ow! Oh! I think I know why you got hit by water cannons. It's the Chinese, right? Azure Lane stream when? There's no big events going on with Azure Lane right now. We're waiting for the Black Rock Shooter collab. It's going to be out in a while, but it's not for until the end of the current Lion event. Uh, I'm guessing you were hit by water cans because of the Chinese. That's my guess. And also, the Kagitingan. I I know. Wait, littoral. It's from the US, right? Littoral ships tip. Wait, the littoral, was it a class? Wait. If I remember, there were a series of aluminum hulled ships from the US that were, I think, decommissioned. So I don't know if they're sending it our way. Service is in South China Sea. No, that we call it West Philippine Sea here. With my crew into 2025, May 29, and I was able to send food and resources to the BRP Sierra Madre. Oh, awesome! In St. Thomas Shoal took 3 days. So I am. So you were harassed by the Chinese. Okay, so since we didn't win that round on the Z42, we're still continuing on the Z42. Okay, so Were they really that violent, or were they just harassing you out of nowhere? What I heard is that the Chinese could get very violent there, but since the presence of the U.S. Navy there, and I think they have one or two carriers patrolling the stationed in the area too, they've not been too aggressive lately. At least not ramming uh, ramming patrol boats into your patrol boats. Kind of crazy. Wait, so while we're waiting for the game to load up, I'll subscribe to your stream to your channel right now. Right now. Go to channel. Oh, awesome. Uh, okay, I subscribe. Okay, I didn't get a peek at what our team is made out of. Okay, so let's review what happened to us in our previous matches. Uh, okay, so let's go with this. I'll try to take the cap. I'll okay, gearing. Gearing doesn't have hydro. Doesn't have anything that could uh, hit us. Okay, it's a German built with aluminum hulled US ships and oh, okay. We're chased by Chinese Coast Guard ships at speeds of 29 knots, 92 knots. What are those torpedoes? 29 knots. We fought back with invasive maneuvers. We got saved by USDD. Damn, that's a story for the ages. I mean, it's awesome to hear about, but I'm not sure if I'd be of the caliber to. I could stomach it if I were there. Awesome that you made it. Made it here. German build. So, uh, if we're to go by German ship characteristics, or at least World War II ship characteristics, I'm guessing it's a turtleback hull design. Or no? Okay. Uh, enemy gearing is in our cap. We better take Hydro off. There we go. Spotted. Spotted. Enemy Des Moines, so let's not get too crazy there. Hope that our Gulyu could do something about this gearing. Because honestly, sometimes spotting it's enough. Don't give the enemy Des Moines an easy target. I think that's going to be the order for today. Okay, so there's nothing within our range right now. The ship took a lot of beatings though. Lol, our ship BRP bagong silang. Well, I'm I'm glad you're alive at least. There's as long as you're alive and the ship is still afloat, you'll still it's a good day. Glad to have you here. Really. It's not. I'm going to get myself an actual VTuber model once I know how to draw and rig. I'm a bit engaged right now in a few projects with our pharmaceutical team. So yeah, I still can't find time to do it. I mean, I could take time off streaming, but really, where's the fun in that? If it's all work, no play, why am I living? Why am I even living? What am I even living for? Okay, so just be careful about those. Okay, so I think I got the message. I shouldn't be capping this cap. Although I'm not sure how I could take B cap though. Okay, so now that our hydro's out, we should leave this cap to the Gu and Liu, and because really the gearing is not going to approach this cap, or at least the cap from that side of the map. Okay, so fight cover for okay. It's not turtle back. Well, kinda. It has a turtle back type main and rear tower gun. Oh, nice. 4.1 inch gun, single target, marked force, and 4 single 25mm oily guns, and armor main belt is 8 inches. Is 200 tons max. Awesome. Because in World of Warships, you think destroyers are small ships. What the heck? I'm spotted. It's 8.5 kilometers away. I could dodge that. Just get 9 kilometers away. We'd be safe, right? Why am I still spotted? Why am I still spotted? There we go. Okay. In World of Warships, you think our ships are so small and insignificant, but these things actually are huge. I mean, I've worked in an arms factory before. I know how heavy an actual gun could be if you're not trained for it. So, well, actually, not heavy is the right word. Weighty, I think is more proper. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. There we have the gearing on. Let's wait for it to smoke up. I think it's going to smoke up. It's going to leave. Okay, it's not going to smoke up. Okay, so now that this site's Des Moines is dealt with, okay, so she's not leaving the cap. There we go. I think we can bully her for a bit. Okay. I think we're coordinating the team well. Because I didn't get greedy. Okay. That's the lesson for today. Be patient on German destroyers. Maximum gun range is 9.8 kilometers with deck penetration of 1.5 inch effective, and good range for damage is 5.4 inch. Bagong silang is the old 6.5 to 7.8 kilometer range at 27 knots, and Bagong Silang is the oldest ship. Because even if destroyers are some of the smallest ships in the game, I still think they're awesome. It takes engineering wise, it takes a lot out of an engineering team to develop something like this. It's awesome, basically. That's why I like this game so much, because even if it's a bit arcadey, I mean, really, when have you heard of a submarine that could go 36 knots underwater? That's what I mean by arcadey. It's not realistic, but even if it's not unrealistic, it still takes into account things that are normally ignored about. I mean, it's more realistic in War Thunder, but I like the game for basically being the game. It's hard to explain. I mean, do you even need a reason to like something? Okay, so we're going to bully this Libertad for a bit. I mean, I should be lobbing HE shells, but that's not what the C52 is for. Okay, so I think the name of the game for this round is Pester the Gearing. I mean, given that we have carriers now, widely fielded by a lot of navies around the world, I don't think battleships are going to make a comeback. I think that's just how the way things go. They've been outclassed by carriers since World War II. It's been proven, and I don't think they'll make a comeback anytime soon, if at all. I mean, until they develop something like railgun systems that don't ruin the barrel every time they're fired. But yeah, I think we'll be stuck in the carrier era of naval warfare for a while. At least that's what I think. I think you should know more. Or that's what I know at least. It's a bit hard to explain. It's awesome that you found my channel. Really, thanks for taking the time. Okay, so... Okay, the Shikishima had the right idea to take over the B cap for me. Okay, there we go. It's going for the Napoli, not for me. I think we'll speed this up for a bit. We can be a bit aggressive. I still have smoke. We're spotting the Shinano. It's actually the biggest threat in our game right now. Okay, so Shinano. There we go. Okay, whoops. I think I screwed it up a bit. Fun fact, bagong silang hulls is a recommission Z28 but refitted and is reconstructed to be a 200-ton hull. But 67% of the bagong silang is Z28 except for the main guns, and tech is still post 1989. Awesome! Provide cover for... Oh, okay, this is bad. This is bad. This is... No, this is... No bono. Okay. 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 There we go. C28. What I know is that Azure Lane we have a Z23. But yeah, Z28. I have to research that for a bit. You've got me interested. Is what I'm saying. Okay, this one's broadside to me, so I think I can fire my AP. Why is no front? Okay. I'm a bit scared. Alright, so... Okay. Oh no. Why did I do that? Okay. So, as long as the Libertad... Okay, now I'm screwed. Okay. There we go. Now we're cooking. Tomorrow I'll be in service again, sent to West Philippine Sea in Spratlys Island. I'll be back on by Wednesday probably. Z28 is a famous destroyer in Germany. In Google, it's 1942, 1941 design. I think pretty much all of the Z ships are or at least a majority of them are in Azure Lane now. Z28. Wait, let me just get my phone. There we go. Okay, so I think we're winning this game. I didn't notice when the gearing went down. And there we go. The Shinano is not paying attention. Okay, so I think we can nail her with our AP. Good, good luck tomorrow. Stay safe. Okay, so so there we go. I'll pray for your safe return. I don't know where the Shinano went. Maybe should no. Just barely by an inch. Okay. So I just better stay safe in the smoke. Try not to get too aggressive. Maybe I really should build my Z42 for something like. Okay, there we go. There's a little bitch. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, there we go. Now that you've spotted me. Now that she spotted me. You're dead. Nailed ya. Oh, that was painful. And nerve-wracking. Okay. Venezia, your turn to be bullied. Right, awesome game. Speeds overview. German destroyer Z28 class, type 1936A class destroyer, and it was sunk in 6th of March 1945, right around the end of World War II, in Sassnitz. It's better than Z23, to be honest. Wow. Speed stated by German Books of Archives is 39 knots when fully powered, and Steam chart kept adding 10 seconds whenever I chat. Now I have to wait. I'm sorry. I think I'll be wrapping up the stream for now. Thanks for coming by. Uh, it's an honor. No, it's an honor. You're my fourth subscriber. Honestly, this is good tidings on my part. I really do hope for the best. Uh, and your safe return on Wednesday. Uh, okay. So, thanks again, guys. Stay safe. Good night, and be safe. Like and subscribe, and thank you again. And thank you for this. Thank you for your time. I'm ending the stream right now.